Welcome, I'm the Deadwood Jedi. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video, and of course, Awakening is a new thing in this game, so I wanted to cover it. We got a chance to look at it on the test server, so I'm going to try and go through it as briefly and as cleanly as I possibly can here to make it as easy for you guys to get the basic gist of how this works. Before we get into showing Uko, I do want to remind you, if you haven't and you enjoy this content, go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss my latest video. And of course, if you enjoy today's music, feel free to check out that Soundstripe link down below in the pinned comment description of this video, like all my videos. All right, so here we are in the Bastion. You can see we got all the stuff here, and now we have this altar of stones down here. So forgive a little bit the red dots, but we click on that and we come right in here, and all of a sudden we got to the immortal stuff. So all these soul stones, all this random stuff here. What does it all mean? What can we do? Well, basically, you get these soul stones. So they've given us a couple, not a lot, but we have like 5 of these mortal, 1 of the immortal, and no eternal. But yeah, we have all these soul stones, and basically they're going to be just like shards. They're just going to be summoning champions over again, essentially, is what's going on here. Whether that's good or bad, we'll leave for another video. But the idea here is basically that you're going to awaken your champions, and it's like pulling another champion. So that's what we're trying to get. Now, how do you get these soul stones? Well, generally, you're going to want to get these coins up here. You can see these eternal soul coins, right? You're going to get a bunch of these, right? And they have 3 different, variations. It looks like silver, gold, and whatever this one is, the eternal, right? So those are the ones we have: the immortal soul, the mortal soul coins, and the eternal soul coins. And how do we get the soul stones to summon these champions, these awakenings? We come here to the mystic market. Essentially, you're going to spend these immortal soul coins. These coins, you're going to spend the coins to get the stones. So you spend the soul coins, you get the soul stones. Very simple, right? So I can, spend 1,000 of the mortal ones and get myself a soul stone. Just like that. Easy done. And I come back here and now I have 6 instead of 5. That's simple, right? How do we get the soul coins? That's going to come from the Twin Tower. So that's its own thing. It's going to be a pain in the butt, and it's going to be a little bit, difficult to get through all that, but that's what we're going to be doing. So you're going to have to go get the coins to get the soul stones, and that's how you're going to get the summonings to awaken them. Now, how do you do it? Well, it's just like you would summon a champion. You click on that. There you go. The soul stone goes. All the mechanics happen. The red, the blue, and there is a perfect soul of Diabolus, right? It's a 1-star Diabolus perfect soul. I don't even have one of these at level 60, so it doesn't really matter for me, but, there it is. That's kind of how it works. What's the rate that these things are going to give for us? Well, you can see here, if you click on the info button, they actually have the full rate list there for us. So you can see you're looking for a rare champion. The chances are, out of the mortal soul stones, you're going to get 66% is going to be rare, 28 is going to be epic, 6% of those are going to be legendary champions, and the rates change as you go up in the rarity of stone, right? Immortal will be a little bit better rate, eternal will be a little bit better rate, but it's just not going to be very easy to get a legendary one of these. Okay, so just kind of just how it is per usual, right? Now, the other part of it, though, is not just about getting the right champion, but you also got to get the right rank, right, in order to be able to use them. So, a 1-star, 48%, that's what we got there. 34% of getting a 2-star. 12% for 3, and 0.5% to get a 6-star off of those mortal soul stones, right? And when you get to eternal, you can see it's still 20 and 80 for getting a 6 or a 5-star. It's pretty solid on that, at least. And then you got the immortal soul stones down here as well. They all have their own special rates. Obviously, the rarer, the better the rate. That's pretty much how it goes. So we can pull an immortal soul stone, see what this goes into. I haven't even done one of these before, so it's gonna be kind of interesting. There you go. Looks like it's an epic champion. Skull Crusher, 5-star. That's pretty good. That's actually a great pull right there. If we look at the rate, right, to get a 5-star is a 12% chance. To get an epic, a 42% chance. So you can see the chance of getting what we wanted out of that's not super high, but we're able to pull that. So that's kind of cool. Sort of how it goes, right? You pull things, see what you get. I don't know. You can speed it up if you want to with that continue button, I guess. Another rare champion. All right, Beast Wrestler, 1-star. Sweet. Good times there. So that's how you get the charge. The whatever. You pull the stones that you need, right? You can also go to the soul merchant, and here you're just going to get a 1-star soul, right? So you gotta, obviously these are going to have different things involved, but pretty much it looks like they're just going to be 1-star souls. Now I only got 20 of these, so I'm not going to pull in these legendary ones. Let's pull one of these rare ones and see what we get here. So if I get this one, I buy it. Okay, cool. I got it. You can only buy the one, so that's it. I can level him up 1 star if I wanted to, and that's kind of how that works, right? Very simple. So an Obero Perfect for 7, there it is. So you can see how that works. And then of course, if you get, fragments or whatever, you can always turn these in. So I can exchange these for different coins, and you can see the different rarities are going to give you different coins, right? So if I want to get these, the big boy ones, I can turn in some of these 5-star guys to get one of those instead. So that's kind of how it works. But it looks like they're at least going to give you the gold ones at the very least. So that's kind of nice, right? So you'll at least be able to rank up that way by pulling them and then turning them back into more coins so you can pull more of these stones and see how that goes. Now, of course, after that comes the awakening part of it. And so we can go ahead and try and awaken one of these champions. Get Rotos here. I have them. They gave us a 6-star one just to test out. So if we awaken him, boom, 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 boom. Oh gosh, the blood comes into him and he's now stronger. Excellent. So now he's unlocked. He's got blessings on him. We can go ahead and mess with him on that route, right? So we go over here to the champions. We check out Rotos. You'll notice he's at the top now that he's awakened. Everything should improve a little bit here. And now we can see the blessings. And this is where it all comes in. We've got 4 different variations of blessings. That one's locked, so we got 4 different variations. He's a legendary champion. He's 6-star awakened now, so we have everything available to us. So we can choose any of these, right? And you'll notice they give us flat stats on top of it, right? Each of these gives us base stats. They change a little bit depending on which one you're doing. This one has crit damage, for example, whereas this one has resistance. So depending on the thing, you're going to get slightly different stats, but in general, they're the same, right? You're still getting the 10 speed, you're still getting the 1000 HP, and the rare ones are a little bit less, but I think that just depends on which one. So this one has 6000 HP instead of 1000. We dropped the attack and all that stuff. So each of these are a little bit different, and they're all going to have different, abilities. So you're going to go through and figure out which one is going to be best for you. And I'll go through them all at a different point. I don't want to make this video too long here. But basically, I can choose a blessing for him. Let's just say Heaven Cast. And of course, each one of these, as it goes down, gets more improvements for each level of awakening, right? Which is great. This ignores resistance. This decreases they receive. I don't care about that. Either Miracle Heal doesn't matter. Lightning Cage is pretty cool. Yeah, a Soul Reaper. That's a cool one. That's pretty dope. Life Harvest destroys a portion of revived enemies max HP whenever they're revived. That's pretty cool. Chainbreaker. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of these cool things that can be done, right? And I think that's always a very nice thing. It just kind of depends which one you're going to want to use, and it's pretty cool. Little abilities here, right? So we'll choose Soul Reap. Why not? I choose that, equip it. Now we have that. We've added all these numbers to everything, right? The numbers keep going up as we go down, which is great. And we can even let's look at the artifacts and see how it reflects on the stats. So here you go. You can see the blessings tab right over here, and it shows all the improved stuff. We got an extra 25% crit damage. That's always great. Extra 500 attack. That's really nice too. These are pretty significant stat bumps. 10 speed is always significant. Him, right? You can see he's got the little Soul Reap icon there, so we know exactly what we're using, which is pretty cool. So we can go in and start this fight and see how it goes, right? All right. One more time. Nope. Oh, look at that! Soul Reaper came out! That was cool. All right. So that's pretty cool, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. Nothing worth bragging about or whatever, but I mean, it's a pretty cool little ability. And so anyway, that's the awakening, right? That's what happens. You get that, you know, all this cool stuff kind of happens periodically, and it's good times. That's it. That's the show. That's the big thing. So is this good? Is this bad? I mean, I'm gonna let you guys kind of decide on that. Personally, I think it's, you know, it's a lot. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's a lot, and that can be great. It can also be a bit problematic, to be fair, but we'll see how it goes through. Soul Reap. Oh, look at that! It's nice, right? Pretty cool little ability. Finish them off. I hate when you get so close to killing them. Well, now we don't have to worry about that. That's kind of the good thing there. Wasn't enough to kill him that time, but now it should be. Anyway, it's kind of cool little ability. I like when it comes out. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. And so what does this mean for us? Well, I mean, obviously there's some great stuff about it because more options. More options is always fun, and it's good to play around with your champions, try different builds, try to do metas, see different ways you can, you know, make a team, you know, really strong or weak or whatever. But it's also like another whale thing, right? Like, I mean, it's gonna take a lot to be able to get your champions awakened, especially fully awakened. That's going to be really hard to do, right? So this is either going to be a money pit or it's not. But I don't think we have to worry too much about it because obviously, you know, we're all kind of in that same boat. And so, you know, the more I play this game, the more I work with other people's accounts, the more I realize it doesn't matter how strong your account is, like your champions and stuff, because you still got to know how to gear them and use them. And frankly, most people don't. So I wouldn't worry too much about this being a problem for us. It's really going to help all the content that we currently have. It's going to make it a lot easier. Where this is going to be really interesting, I think, is for PvP. So the highly competitive people, that's where you're going to, you know, hit that wall of like, how much, you know, is this worth it for me to get and whatnot? And it's going to be very difficult to get all these because as we saw, these pieces aren't fully available for everybody, right? Like, you not only got to get lucky on the pull and get the right champion, but you got to get the right number of awakened stars on that champion. And even if you do get the right number of awakened stars, you know, if you get like 4 or 5, then you still got to wait for those partial ones to take it up to that next level, and that's problematic. You know, so it's not perfect system. I'm not really in love with it, quite frankly. It's just going to be a lot more spending than I was really looking forward to doing, but we'll kind of see how this goes through, right? And how easy it is. I mean, you know, the rates aren't terrible for getting some decent numbers on there at the very least, right? So the hard part is obviously once you partially rank somebody up, how do you finish, you know, awakening them? And that's going to be the soul merchant, where you're going to get those partial shards. The partial souls, I think, are going to be here, and we're going to need those these essence coins here, right? These soul essences to be able to pick those up and finish off the champions that you know have like ranked up to 4 or 5. You want to get them to 5 and 6. It's going to be a little bit problematic and more difficult to do that. But you know, I'm not in love with the system, I'll be honest with you, but I'm trying to see the bright side of it. And on that part, it's, you know, all the options that you have, the different abilities that you can bring for your champions, I think is really cool. I don't love the system. Obviously, it's another way to, you know, get the player base to spend money on this game and to continue leveling up your champions. But I think we all kind of had a feeling this might be coming at some point. It's not my favorite addition to the game, but it's not going to be, I don't know. I'm doubtful that it's going to be a super huge impact because all the content we do right now without this. So it's not going to really limit us in that. I think where this is going to have a bigger effect is when it comes to PvP stuff. And, you know, with 2023 being the year of PvP, I would anticipate this will have more of an impact as we go forward. But, you know, I say, you know, you do your Twin Towers as much as you can, you get your shards where you can, and you just, you know, awaken what you can when you can, and you just deal with it on that sense. And I think that's how most of us are going to be going through this. So anyway, guys, that's the new awakening. All the awakening stuff you could possibly want to know right there. As you can see, the altar souls, that's what we got. So hopefully this kind of informs you a little bit of what you're getting into, what's coming through. And yeah, that's what we got. So don't forget, subscribe. Until next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.